Hello, friends. I'm streaming again. You might wonder why. You might say, why, Eric? Why are you streaming again? Well, I mean, obviously, I didn't get an adequate amount of streaming earlier, is the answer to that question. If I had gotten an adequate amount of streaming earlier, I probably wouldn't be streaming again. But that's the kind of reality that's hard to determine. It's hard to say when it's earlier, hey, am I getting enough streaming right now? Or am I going to suffer from an inadequate amount of streaming? Which is a fairly common affliction among streamers. Streaming deficiency syndrome, you might call it. Hey, look, there's my beloved Special Times. Not you, Nacho Business, Rachel Lapalosa. Not that you're not special too, Nacho Business. You are. You're very special. Legends Fall, hi. Speaking of special people, you're special as well. We're gathering together all the special people tonight. We're having a specialness meeting. We're going to discuss what it means to be special. Namely, it's to be of a species, interestingly enough. Isn't that interesting? That's what special means. Of a species. But people don't really think of it as meaning that, do they? They think of it meaning something else. Something like, yiggity yaggity you, or something. Hi, Jack Torrance. I remember you from such live streams as earlier. When you got in trouble. Hi, Sheila W. It is a good thing you showed up, yeah. Winston Fawn, Jonathan Basante, you're all special. So that's good that you're here, because this is for special people. Well, first of all, I'm going to let you in on the secret of being special. And then second of all, is it New Year's? No, just special people, not special ed people. This is for extraordinarily important people. That kind of special. Like you, Winston's mom, Jack, Not Your Business, me, Sheila, Jonathan, Rachel. We're the super huge important people. So that's why we have to be here. Because important things are being discussed. Like, top on the list of agenda of things to be discussed is what's the most important thing to be discussed? We're going to need to determine that probably pretty early on in this process. Yeah, we are specialists. We specialize in specialization, you might say. So, I think I gotta go pee. I probably should have peed before I started streaming. I'm gonna step right over here though. I'm just gonna pee real quick. I'm gonna use my bladder, my man stick, and my willpower to pee. Okay? And use those three things. Eric, do you really need willpower to pee? You might say, well, yeah, you do. People don't necessarily get that, but you totally do. A lot of willpower. It's kind of like trying to win an Olympic gold medal. That's the same kind of willpower you need. I'm sorry, Jack Torrance, that you were alone for Christmas and alone for New Year's too. That's very sad. I've been alone for Christmas before. New Year's is not a big deal. It's like I never really liked New Year's. Either when I was drinking, I knew it wasn't a holiday I could really handle, or when I wasn't drinking, it's not really a holiday worth anything. It's a drinking holiday, you know. But you won't be alone if I'm here and you're here. Then you and I will be together. Hi, Rachel.
I'm just getting my charger so I can stay up to the screen.
Okay, let me move this out of your way. Without showing my penis, okay?
Oh, I realized it was a lot going on here. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna open that and go at that door if you want.
Okay.
If it's easier. Is that locked or what?
No, I just,
You just changed your mind?
it was a little difficult.
I'm gonna go this way again.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Way to way to not knock shit over. Good job.
Did I?
No, you didn't. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
cool.
Way to not knock stuff over.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You and your cat.
All right. Okay. So I apologize for the brief intermission there. It's one of those things where it's like an order of operations things, right? I really should have peed before I started the live stream. And that's my bad. And I don't blame you for hating me forever for it. It's a reasonable conclusion, a reasonable consequence for my bad behavior. I haven't hit this in a couple of days. Let's see how that goes. I kind of feel like it, I guess. I will almost certainly be here on New Year's Eve. So if you have nothing to do, Rachel and I will be here, I think. I don't blame you, Jonathan Asani. That's fair. That's fair, just and true. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that I can provide company for people on New Year's Eve, because I will be here to do that. It's almost New Year's Eve today, isn't it? It's getting pretty close. That's good. I don't think I need any more. How would I advise an INTP to more effectively use extroverted intuition? That's just another way of saying, how can I help an INTP to not be so SE polar? Which is a question I get all the time. And there's no answer for that question, no matter how many times I get asked it. I don't know how to make you not SE polar. It's impossible. It's a silly idea. If you're really asking, how can my SE polar be less of a negative, impact me less negatively? Then the answer is, arrange your life differently so that you have to do shit and you don't have any freedom about it. Then you end up doing the stuff that you have to do. You know, that's like the kind of straightforward answer that there is. Get a job. It's like, then you can start talking to Jordan Peterson. Do you want me to Jordan Peterson you? Does anybody want me to Jordan Peterson them? I doubt it. That's such a silly thing to say, huh? It's like, why would anyone want to be Jordan Peterson? I don't want to care. I don't care. I don't want. You say it was all word salad. My point is that all of English, to some extent, that we are constantly using the be verb, right? And that everything with be verbs is metaphorical, okay? Because it's not talking agent, subject, predicate. It's not talking. I don't want to argue about this dumbass shit right now. I'm sorry. I just smoked a bunch of DMT. The last thing I want to do is argue about this. Okay, that sounds super boring. Nobody wants to be Jordan Peterson. That's for sure. Right? Tell me to clean up my room. Fuck off. Jordan Peterson. Yeah, it's kind of meaningless. You're right. But that's why, that's one of the weird things about it. It's like, when people purposely get it wrong, for that reason, then it matters. But when they don't purposely get it wrong for that reason, then it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's not totally trivial in that people can purposefully get that wrong. And then I get that thing thrown at me, you know? And I'm like, oh, you're purposely getting that wrong. Oh, that's hilarious, I guess, but why? Just because you think you're going to get me or something. It's like, you're not going to ever get me. Not in a million years. Why would you get me? That's insane. You're never going to get me. Person who wants to get me with your stupid get me thing, that's not going to happen. That's funny, though, that you want to get me. It's like, ooh, I really want to get you, Eric. Even if you got me, all you'd be proving was that I was a shitty arguer, not that I'm wrong. But look, it's like, here you and Rain are arguing answers I gave to that guy who was who was purposely being wrong about that. You see what I'm saying? You're arguing with me about my answers that I gave to that guy who was purposely being wrong about that. So my answers to that guy don't count as things you should argue against. Because I was using those arguments for a specific purpose, and they're not generally things that you should uphold as meows or whatever, you know? Why are you making me have this conversation? It's so boring. Oh, you're so boring. I'm gonna remove your boring comments for the penalty of boringness. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove that one and that one and this one. You are being punished for being boring. Okay, well, that's good to know. That makes you less boring and you're arguing against me now. I wish you didn't argue against me in boring ways when I was on DMT, because it's like, that's so boring. You know, nobody wants to have to be boring. It's sad. It's sad to talk about serious things when it's not necessary. I don't like to talk about serious things. I mean, your words look so weird to me right now. You keep wanting me to read them and know what they mean, but they just look weird to me. They just look like a lot of words. Like, Sky, you're saying too many words at me again. Why is he doing this? You know what I'm talking about? This isn't Chadwick, this is Dimitri, okay? This is not even Eric. You're talking to Dimitri. Dimitri has his own ways of doing things. And I have no say over that. Like, for example, Dimitri thinks it's cold, even though it's not cold at all. It's super warm in here. But Dimitri insists that it's cold. And so I have to turn up the heater super high. And then I have to put like a jacket over my legs. 'Cause it's the only way to make my legs not cold. There, that's better. So right now you're talking to Dimitri, not Eric, and you need to accept that, okay? When you're talking to Dimitri, one thing that's different is everything looks very cartoony. Everything looks very, very cartoony. Like, all the square things are extra square. And all the circles are the wrong shape, clearly. Otherwise, they too would be extra square. Ah. Well, I wasn't planning on doing this, but it happened. You know. I guess I sort of was planning on doing it, but like 5 minutes before the whole thing, not like a longer time in advance. Sometimes Dimitri makes me feel cold and tired too. Tired for no reason at all. Because you see, I should be plenty awake, because guess who got his prescription today? Can you guess who I'm talking about? It is me. I was the one who got it. I didn't give you much of a chance to guess. Sorry. I don't want to be like Winston's mom was the other night, was that very interesting riddle she provided, but then she told us the answer too soon. And we had to say, hey, hey, hey. You're telling us the answer too soon. Remember that? Remember when that happened? No, it was definitely not me. It was definitely Dimitri who did it, whatever it is. He's always pretending to be me. Not always, but not as often as I'd like. But often enough. You know. I do find that I've decided that maybe it makes me kind of feel silly for a couple of days. Although that may be because I got this big bunch of it in my mouth the other day. Like, I was hitting it, but, you know, it was stuck. It was like, well, you can't even hit it. And then all of a sudden this big blob of DMT came into my mouth. My mouth tasted like DMT for like hours. And I have felt kind of weird since then. So maybe it's like, if you don't smoke it, it's super slow acts like that. I don't know. I'm not sure, really. But I did notice today when I was walking out to get my prescription, I said to myself in the driveway, wow, I feel weird. What's going on? I'm not on anything. I feel so weird. I don't know why, though. Maybe I just felt weird. I feel like all like, you know, serotonin that like it turns me into mush, kind of. Sometimes maybe it doesn't go along that well with live streaming. It does make me sometimes kind of like super pleasantly stupid. I like that part of it. Best of all, probably. because, as I've said before, it's very much a relief from being smart. Yeah, I tried not putting the thing on the screen before, like the chat on the screen. I've tried not having it there, but Legends Fall complained, so then I put it back. So that's the story of why it's there. Do you want to know why it was there? I bet you did. I bet you wanted to know why it was there. Now you do. I think it was you. Somebody complained that, quote, I've really gotten used to it being there, Eric, was the complaint. I think it was you who made it, but it could have been somebody else. Somebody complained. Somebody told me, look, I really gotten used to that being there, and now when you don't have it there, it's annoying because, I don't know, it's something to do with their phone maybe, or maybe it has to do with the fact they have it full screen or something, or I don't know. If you have it full screen, you can still see the chat, right? But you can't participate in the chat, I don't think, so. I don't know why somebody complained about it, but somebody complained about it. And they said they'd gotten used to it being there. I remember that part. I understood exactly why it's more difficult for them when it's not there. I don't remember that part. Sorry. That's kind of the important part, huh? We'll be out of this pretty soon, but I won't really be very sad that we're out of it either. I got this weird relationship with it where I want to do it when I'm doing it, but then when I'm not doing it, it kind of intimidates me a little bit. Like, it's like, not today. Your name is too long, this guy here. Nobody ever calls you that, you know. They never call you your full name. Have you ever thought about that? That means your name's too long. Otherwise, people call you by it. Like sometimes people call Mac Daddy Mac, but usually they'll call her Mac Daddy. Why? Because her name is the right length. Unlike your name, which is too long. How do you like that piece of knowledge? Hitting you right in the knowledge bone. Does it feel like the wisdom of the ages touching you? Does it cause you to get all aglow with a flutteriness? I'm all aglow with a flutteriness. It's a funny sentence. I'm all aglow with a flutteriness. What does that mean? I like how stupid DMT makes me. Oh, it's funny. I love being dumb. I wish I were dumb all the time. It would be so much easier. Oh. Being dumb is great. I wish they had a school. I guess they do. It's called regular school. I was gonna say, I wish they had a school to teach you how to be dumb. And then I realized that's just regular school. How funny is that? It's just regular school. That's what regular school does, is it teaches you how to be dumb. That's so funny, I didn't even realize it until I was saying it, that it's true though. We already have that. We already have that thing that teaches you how to be dumb. That's called regular school. I went to it for years. It's so bad it didn't even work. It just confused me temporarily. How funny is that, though? How funny is that? It's so true is why it's so funny. It's the truest and funniest thing ever. I like how DMT makes me talk so slowly. I don't have to do this, you know. I could talk just fast like normal. But there's something about it that makes me find it funny to talk like this. I could talk like this just fine, as you can see. Listen, Skyger, I'm tired of your nonsense. Can you please just stop it? I'm back to being normal Eric now. And as you can see, it's neither an act, it certainly isn't an affectation, but it's not something that I can't suppress if need be, right? So it's like, when it comes to acting like I'm not on drugs, I am absolutely fucking god level. It doesn't matter how drugs I am on, I can act normal if I need to or want to. Whew. I've got to be contagious. That's why I keep catching this disease called Dimitri. I'm contagious in it myself. I wonder if Rachel has COVID. She might. I was looking at the symptoms. The tingly hands and feet are definitely a symptom of that. So maybe she has. Maybe she has COVID. No matter how drugs I want, I can act normal. It doesn't matter how drugs I want. The only exception to that is if I'm really like knocked out on like benzos or something. Then it's like, just don't try to wake me up, I guess. That's a bad idea. You get some weirdo that's not me. Hey, Drag. I hear you lost your O somewhere. Did you hear my great joke earlier? Were you here for my fantastic joke about school? Which wasn't even a joke, it was just me realizing all of a sudden, oh yeah, there already is a school that teaches you how to be dumb. It's called regular school. But it doesn't even work. It only temporarily confuses you. How funny is that? Pretend to be British, okay. I say, would you be so good as to run down to the local and grab me a pint? take a lorry back so that I can enjoy my pint here at my flat. In my flat. It'd be most severe of you. It'd be most. It'd be most. Most bloke-like of you. That's how English people talk. Dude, thug people talk like this. Hey, I'm gonna use some violence if you don't listen to me. And I have no problem sleeping with your woman. That's thug talk. I'm ruthless. Among thugs, ruthless doesn't mean lacking of a roof. It means lacking of a ruth. They really mean they're ruthless. They say they're ruthless, but I don't think they know what that word means. If they were ruthless, how could, it's like, what are they doing with all of their Benjamins? They should at least pay some rent before they go to the club and put it on to the strippers' bodies. They should pay some rent. Then they wouldn't be ruthless, you know? Now, as far as ruthless people go, well, most of us are ruthless, actually. If you think about it, in the absence of a Ruth. I have no Ruth in my life. How many people have a Ruth in their life? Anybody? Not really anybody. So, everybody's ruthless. That's not really saying anything. Unless they mean like, oh, we're like brutal and don't care about people, in which case, well, why are you bragging about that? You know? I assume they must mean that they're without a Ruth, but they just don't know that's the wrong word for it. And so they say ruthless instead. That's my guess. Probably they don't mean they're ruthless. Probably they also don't mean that they're asking me a question. They probably mean that they're asking me a question, and they just don't know what the word axe means for some reason. That's my guess, but I don't know why they wouldn't know what the word axe means. I guess, you know, nowadays we don't really have a lot of uses for axes. If you live in the city, you don't chop a lot of things. Maybe you don't know what the word axe means. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm not going to condemn you for not knowing what the word axe means. I do think it's funny when you try to ask me a question. But, you know, that's fine. I get what you're getting at. I can figure it out. You just don't know what the word axe means, and you don't know what the word ruthless means. And that's fine. Why would I condemn you over something so insignificant as that? I wouldn't. So, we're all good. You know, who would get so upset about somebody not knowing what the words ruthless and axe mean? That person would not be a good person. They'd be a meanie. They'd be. If they got upset about that. Because, you know, everybody doesn't know what some things mean until they learn what they mean. Like, I thought, I misunderstood what the meaning of the word pederast was, which is kind of a big one to get wrong, because I learned it by deducing what it meant contextually from Anthony Bourdain using it one time to describe Gauguin, who had sex with a lot of teenage girls, so I assumed that that's what it must have meant. I was totally wrong. So that just goes to show you, don't necessarily conclude that you can contextually understand what a word means. Even we should obviously mean that based on the context. Sometimes you'll be led astray into a land of mystical wrongness that you don't want to travel into. Okay? So anyway, but I've deviated a long way from the topic of ruthlessness and axing. And the thing is, if you don't know what an axe is, obviously, you've greatly limited your ability to make yourself a room. That's a great joke. That's a great and hilarious joke. Don't you guys like that joke? Who doesn't like that joke? If you want to raise your hand and say, I don't like that joke, well, guess what you are? Can you guess what you are? You're wrong. Because that joke is great. And don't make me go back to the topic of understanding things, okay? I don't want to have to revisit that topic. But it seems like time and again, whenever there's a problem, it can be boiled down into the fact that somebody's not standing it right, you know? Overstanding, through standing. If you would just understand how hilarious that joke is, then we wouldn't have to be sitting here arguing about it. God, why do you make me sit here and argue about how hilarious that joke is? By not, of course, by not doing what? No, birds are real, flightless birds aren't real. Not your business. That sign was, that sign that I had that said birds aren't real, it was supposed to say flightless birds aren't real, but it left off the first word by accident. Do you see what I'm saying now? Do you understand? Hey, I reek of a lot of kinds of shit. I reek of human shit. I reek of camel shit. I reek of bird shit. I reek of snake shit. Again, I reek more of people shit. I reek of Sasquatch shit for sure. But I do not reek of bullshit. Okay? I acknowledge it takes a sensitive shit distinguishing nose to recognize that I am not thinking of bullshit, that it's just every other kind of shit imaginable you're smelling. But nevertheless, it's true. While I smell constantly like shit, it's never bullshit. Isn't that interesting? But like I said, you'd be excused for not getting that. The thing is, of course, what happens when I have this thing? What happens every time? I look for that little thing that this goes into. And that is high strangeness, that little thing. It comes and goes, it appears, it disappears. Who knows where it is? Who knows where that little thing is? I don't need to put it in there. But I want to anyway, for some reason. Because that's where it goes, right? That's where it came from. So that's where it should return to. And yet, it's nowhere to be seen, as usual. It's a mistake. mysterious disappearing thing. Here it is. I found it. So now it's the mysterious disappearing, reappearing thing. It's this thing. Remember this thing? We were talking about it before. We've talked about it in the past. Okay? There. And you put that in like that. And you put this on top of it. And that means I'm not going to do any more of that right now. And sometimes it works to stop you from doing more of it right now. Because after all, as you can see, it's pretty hard to get this little lid in. You don't wanna have to repeat this whole experience of trying to get this little lid inside of it. Part of the reason why it may be difficult to fit in here is because I have a tendency to chew on it a little bit, which may have made it misshapen. There, I fit it in. Look, I did it. It fits. Okay, now I'm putting it away. Over there. Why am I putting it over there? Because that's where it goes. And that's what away means. Okay? There's not really any difference between not in front of me and away. It's really a very arbitrary distinction. Like, it's just right there, you know. I could get it again if I wanted to. But I put it away. And that's pretty important. That means a lot, right? Well, you put it away. You saw how hard it was to put away. So, that's pretty significant. If it were easy to put away, then you'd think, well, okay, that doesn't mean anything. But given how hard it was, you probably are understanding what I'm trying to get at here. I just put that shit away, dog. I put it way over there. Now notice, it's actually not any further away from me than my cigarettes, but I'm going to bring my cigarettes closer to me so that they're not so away. Okay, because I don't like it when cigarettes are away. I never need to put cigarettes away. They stay the opposite of away, whatever the opposite of away is. I guess near. Not away. I like to have cigarettes be not away from me. Awayness is a funny idea. You don't really put things away, do you? No. What does that even mean? What is away? That doesn't mean anything. It just means not right next to you, I guess. It's like, if it's totally right next to you, then you're not a... But even then, I could put it inside of something to be counted as putting it away, you know? Oh, the lies we tell ourselves. You didn't just put that away. You just put it over there, that's all. You say you put it away, but did you really put it away? Is it really possible to ever put anything away? I don't think so. I don't think drag's ever going to ever not be associated with his missing O. Forever. Forever, ever, ever. Whenever anybody sees drag, they're going to go, oh man, I missed that O. How funny is that? Because it was never an O in the first place. You see? You see why it's so funny? That's why, because it was never an O in the first place. But now it is. It used to not be an O, but now that it's dead, it's become an O. Isn't that interesting how that things like that happen that way? It started out as not an O at all. But I insisted on calling it an O because I didn't get that it wasn't an O, really. I just thought it was a funny looking O, you know? And now it's become an O, but it doesn't even exist anymore. How could that happen? Wow. Mind blown. Right? How many minds are blown right now? Because right now I'm on my knees, chicken heading hard. Oh, yeah. Put your mind down my throat. Because I am blowing minds right now. Make me gag on your mind. Go ahead. Just brutally hammer away. I'm blowing minds right now. So, if you want me to feel, if you want to make me dirty and used up, go ahead, because I'm blowing everybody's mind right now. I'm like in the bathroom, just ready to go. I'm in a stall in the men's room, ready to blow some minds. Do you think my future husband is gonna still respect me after blowing all of your minds? Or do you think he's gonna think I'm a filthy whore? He might think I'm a filthy whore, but I really love blowing minds, so who cares? And the most mind-boggling joke I can think of, I mean, the most hilarious joke that I've encountered in a while, in terms of just its mind-blowing hilarity, is me trying to say, I wish there were a school that taught you how to be stupid, only to actually realize, oh yeah, there is. It's school. It's regular school, except they're so shitty, they can't even do that right. They just confuse you temporarily. It's not really so much a joke as it's a sad truth, you know? But it seems funny if you're not in school yourself, obviously, anymore. That prison camp of youth that we all remember. Remember youth prison camp? You guys remember that? Remember those fun days in youth prison camp? That's what we should call it. Why do we call it school? We should call it youth prison camp. Your punishment for being young, you know? Remember all those fun times we had in youth prison camp? They shouldn't call it school, they should call it re-education camp. That's more honest, you know? Re-education death camp. They should call it. Well, the death would be a little bit exaggeration. Not a lot of dying goes on there, but you know. Prison camp for young people. We would call it a concentration camp, except literally nobody's concentrating. If you're doing this whole thing wrong, you really bought into prison camp. Hold on a second. Did Sky Gear and Jack Torrance just get engaged? Here I'm talking to the fans people. Do we have our first engagement on a live stream? I believe Sky Gear and Jack Torrance just got engaged to be non-gender specific married. Can I play a song while in the state? Sure. I don't feel like I'm that much in this state anymore. It's kind of wearing off. You know, it's a quick drug. It doesn't take a long time. It's also got a little bit of that strain thing going on, like with weed, where after you smoke the same strain a bunch, it doesn't seem to do as much to you, even if it's really good weed. Well, DMT has the same quality of weed where it's like whatever DMT you get is very different than the last DMT you got, you know? For reasons nobody can explain. I'll play my favorite song to play. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb. I don't know how to play Mary had a little lamb, actually. I can't play Mary had a little lamb. I thought it would be funny to play Mary had a little lamb, but I actually can't play it. How funny is that? Because I'm such a shitty musician, I can't play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Oh, it's hilarious. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can stand to be forgiving to those who stay awake all night, and mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to sap your will to fight, but whether I'm supposed to be here or just be soon forgotten, noise is sort of based on what I see here, and also on what I avoid. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say, something to say. Man, that's an absolutely fucking brilliant song. It's just brilliant. It annoys me because it's like there's no way to say that. There's no way that I can say that. I'm not allowed to say that, right? That's like, no, you can't say that, Eric. Other people have to say that about it. You can't say that about it yourself. But that's the truth about it. It's like it's definitely one of my very, very best songs. What inspired it? It's like I was freestyling outside, and I just realized, like, I kept singing that bits of it, that freestyle, I was like, that freestyle should be made into a song. And then I sat down and wrote it. And then I added a couple things, you know. But I kept the two parts of the freestyle that are the best parts. Well, not necessarily the best parts of the song, but the two parts of the freestyle that I didn't change at all are cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. And then I actually changed it to say that the part that goes now, I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. It was originally something different, but I fixed it, got rid of it, and put that there instead. And then the other part of this freestyle was, it's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. And then I messed it up in the freestyle, so I had to fix it, you know. But that's where it came from. It was a cloudy day. I was standing outside. I was freestyling some shit, and that one came out good, you know. And it came out good enough that it made me go, oh, I gotta make it into a real song instead of just having these little flashes of brilliance in this otherwise, yeah, freestyle. Jack, chill out. If that's what's necessary. But also remember, Elise, that, you know, Jack shared with us that he was alone for Christmas, he's going to be alone for New Year's Eve, and that's shitty, you know? And have some sympathy. Pucker tart? Okay, I'll have to look at it. And the last thing somebody who's feeling sad needs is a bunch of people being difficult about arguments. Nobody wants that, right? It's like, I'm sad, I don't want to argue. You're being difficult. That's how I feel when I'm sad, anyway. I know what my feelings are because I'm a typologist. I've learned about them with typology, and I can talk about them. I can touch them with my feeling touching finger. It's like, have you ever touched your feelings before? They are so wet. It's like you might as well just touch the ocean. That's how wet they are. And if you're not familiar with the ocean, if you've never touched it before, it's very wet. Very, very wet. It's one of the wetter things I've ever touched. Extremely wet. Oh, well, he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze, the friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend, so it will be a while till he sees you again. He's pucker tart, lemon squeeze, he's a friend to you and me. He's international delight's favorite go-to right-hand guy. He's international like him, and he's also busy like his friend, the beaver bee. Busiest creature, busy as a bee, busy as a beaver, and so much busier than pucker tart lemon squeeze. Well, he's pucker tart lemon squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da-ba-ba-doo-da. Pucker tart lemon squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da. Yes, he's pucker tart lemon squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da-ba-ba-doo-da. Pucker tart lemon squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da. But if you go to visit him for starts, remember to bring something sour or tart. He's not a fan of sugary treats because he's pucker tart and not pucker sweet. Well, he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze, the friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend, so it will be a while till he sees you. you again. Oh yeah. 'Cause he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze. I can't get the strumming right for that. 'Cause he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze. Shabba ba da ba ba doo da. Pucker tart, lemon squeeze. Shabba ba da. Yes, he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze. Shabba ba da ba ba doo da. I fucked that up. I gotta figure it out or something. I don't know. I'm a big fucking failure. Yes, 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 yes. If there's one thing that's remained the same from birth until today, it's that I know every day that I will fail. Failure all the time. If it's not my very best friend, then who is it inside? I don't know. I can't even complete that rhyme. That's failure. Now that's abject, bone-crushing, absolute, ontological collapsing failure. In every literal, meaningful sense of the word, I mean. 30,000 days, too many expectations, not even worth a damn. So true. 30,000 nights to sleep off the intoxication, otherwise you won't escape the plan. That's true. I've wasted half my days trying another's ways. Who can tell me my priorities? Is there anybody who knows the key? Either true or false because of question. I want direction and have all along. So true. Wait until I know. Or is that just hesitation? Clarity's no good once your chance is gone. So true. What I need to show is a toe below my station. I'm tired of doing it wrong. So true. I've wasted half my days approximately trying another's ways. Not really. Anybody knows the key? Well, I know better than most. I think I'm doing it wrong. I think I'm doing this wrong. Not really. It's kind of ironic. But at the same time, you always fuck it up, so. Doing it wrong. That was the most fun I've ever had playing that song, I think. Why am I playing songs? How did that start happening? Who made that happen? I don't remember doing that. Amelia, go from that place. Take unto you the details of your case. Amelia, when you rise above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then moving sideways in the space you're in? Sidelong with your thirsty grin. Amelia, can't you see? You and I will never be. Amelia, yet you're still free. Too much opportunity to leave out in the rain. Amelia, Amelia, we're watching you. There for sure. No matter what we do. Amelia, when you rise above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then moving sideways in the space you're in? Thirsty grin. Amelia, can't you see that you and I will never be? Amelia, yet you're still free. Way too much opportunity to leave out in the much opportunity to leave out in the, too much opportunity to leave out in the rain of media. Amelia. That was incredibly sloppy. Congratulations, everybody. That was great. If you like terrible things, oh, he came here with her. And what's the big problem that you can't endure? You seem so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he's got you reframing for him, straining for him, going to the gym, make yourself good enough again. Fuck guitar. Fuck the guitar. Fuck me and fuck the guitar. Those are two things we should fuck. Me and the guitar. Hey, I'm perfectly chill. You're perfectly chill. Jack's perfectly chill. Rachel's perfectly chill. And Nasha's perfectly chill. The only person who's too hot here is me. Wait, that's right. I'm perfectly chill. I forgot about that. Okay, it's the cat. The cat's the problem. How about that? Can we agree on that one as a good compromise? Can we all just blame the cat tonight? Can we all agree to blame the cat? I'll share with her later, all of your blaming words if you want to tell them to me now. Kitty, are you hearing this? Everybody's blaming you. Well, listen, it's not so much a command as sort of an ontological throwing up of the hands, I guess. Like, oh, okay, that's enough. That's it. I just am not taking any more of this being me stuff. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm being somebody else from now on. I'm going to be somebody grown up and responsible from now on, and that's all there is to it. Okay? This is the first step in a new reality where I'm going to be responsible and grown up about everything all the time. Step 1, be responsible. Take your medication. Sure, you've probably already taken it too many times today, but you might not have, and you may have misremembered having already taken it previously several times today. In which case, this is not the 4th time you've taken it, but likely the 1st. So, that's fine. That's better than not taking your medicine, in which case the doctor would scold you for failing to mind his orders. I don't know where people got the notion that doctors can give you orders. Doctors can't give you orders. Policemen can give you orders, commands, and you're expected to obey them. But doctors can't really give you orders. You know, like if you're in the military, you can get orders. If you're selling something, you can take orders. Well, the doctor doesn't really give you orders, even though they say they do. They just give you suggestions. The doctor just gives you suggestions, that's all. Not orders. Well, yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. From that, well, not from this moment. From that moment I said before, like about a minute or two ago, from that moment forward, it's nothing but responsible adult. Look at this. What am I doing? Responsible things. Where's my taxes? Bring them over here. Let me buy some insurance. Come on, bring it here. I'm ready. What am I supposed to do? Why? How should I be ashamed of myself? Quickly, I need to learn. I need to learn shame. I've not. I've not learned enough shame. If I am pretty sure the key, the best shortcut to adulthood is shame. Relentless, deeply embedded shame. You're not good enough. And you better straighten out your ship, mister, before you crash everything into the reef. Is that what you want to do? Now, granted, if you don't have a comfortable safety net like me, you probably shouldn't imitate me. You know, I'm empowered to be a child because somebody around me is an adult, right? Not when I was having to be the adult, of course I was the adult, you know? It's like when I raised my child, even though I was a drunk, I was a better adult than I am now, in some sense, you know? At least I made plenty of money and supported my family and stuff. But, you know, that was boring. That was so boring compared to now. Now is so much more fun than then. Then was boring and now is fun. I mean, not having a child part. The having a child part was great. I enjoyed raising Delilah every minute of it. You know, it's like she was great, and I'm not like she's dead. You know, she just complained to me the other day about why I hit her up for speed so often. Not really. She's like, why don't you make it last longer? I just gave you like yesterday. I'm like, well, because I did it all, obviously. Duh. Why didn't I make it last longer? It's like saying, why did you eat that food? Well, because I was hungry. Why did you make it last longer? Because then I still would have been hungry and it wouldn't have solved my problem, you know? So obviously that's a dumb idea. Yeah, well, she's fantastic. I really love my daughter Delilah. She's my hero. She's one of several heroes I have. Rachel's my hero. Delilah's my hero. My dad is my hero. To a certain extent, Corey's my hero too. I wish he would let himself be my hero, but he's too much of a fussy pants for that, I guess. I mean, he in many ways he is absolutely my hero. Like, oh my goodness. It's fantastic. But I mean, here's the thing. Here's one thing that Taylor used to be kind of my hero too. Okay, Taylor was a hero back when he had his ESTP safe. His ESTP safe was filled with drugs and unnecessary gold stuff. Now, the thing is, if he'd been an ENTP, he could have gotten rid of all the gold stuff. There's no reason for that stuff. You know, like, I don't need guns and gold and fancy. I don't need to be pimping. Just give me the drugs, right? You can keep all that other shit. I don't care about that. But that's why he was my hero back then. Taylor was, he had one of those safes. A special safe, we call it. So, it is possible to become my hero by having such a safe and having it full of the appropriate kind of things. Just to provide perhaps some small clarification on things. Yeah. That's what I wish. I wish Corey would let him be my hero. But he's so fussy. It causes me to go like this. It does. That's how I have to go when I think about it. I have no other choice. Ah, every time I think about it, it makes me want to go like that because it's like I hate this kind of stupid shit that I can't figure out how to solve this problem. It's like somebody else has got some weird thing going on. It's like, how am I going to solve your weird thing so I can enjoy your company properly? I don't know how to do that. What did I do? Go to relationship solving school or something? No. I went to how to be dumb school. Regular school. Youth prison camp. It's especially ridiculous when you think about how it went for me growing up in the 70s and going to middle school in the early 80s, and they're really having all these old traditions that have since been demolished because they're just so ridiculous. But it's like, whew, what a crazy fucking insane asylum this notion was that they did all of us until we're out of 12th grade. It's what? Who came up with this horrible idea? You know, Mr. Bad Idea himself or something? Like mandatory school, make all these kids go and be in this place for all day long where they get arbitrarily bossed around by a sequence of teachers, each of them in their own little fiefdom with their own arbitrary rules. It's a terrible, terrible fucking idea. But any way you look at it, it's a terrible idea. No, no, no. Don't even joke about that shit, dog. Don't even joke about that shit. Don't go there. Don't bring that shit. None of that. I don't want any of that shit harshing my mellow. I'm removing that comment. Nobody's gonna... Look, here's the bottom line. There's absolutely no way, acceptable reason, any possible person could ever kill themselves because they should know that there will be upcoming Talking with Famous People episodes. So, it's like, you have to stay alive for that. If nothing else, I don't want your fucking note. Are you the same person who did this to me before? I don't want it. I won't read it. I'm not going to play into your thing that you're doing here at all. Okay? I'm not going to play into it at all. I don't know I shouldn't. I should absolutely not give you any validation for this horrible fucking thing you're talking about. Period. At the same time, I don't want to, be super mean to you or anything because obviously that's not a good idea. But, no, we're not banning him. God damn it. Do you people not understand things? Are we back to this issue of understanding? Spencer Jones, don't hide his ass. God damn it. I don't know what that guy is up to. Is he just trying to ruin my stream? Trying to ruin my good time? Or is he actually just reaching out for... Is it a cry for help of some sort? In which case, hiding him seems kind of harsh. Okay, well, I'm going to fucking delete it directly because I don't want you thinking that you checked something off your list that needs to be checked off the list. Absolutely, you will not have checked that off the list. So you better stay alive. That's it. Sorry. You have to stay alive. I don't know if you understood this, but I am in charge of various things. For example, everybody's bedtime. I don't know if you were aware of that or not. I just announced it recently. I'm in charge of everybody's bedtime. I'm also in charge of everybody, whether or not they get to off themselves. And you do not. You are absolutely forbidden. So don't. And that's it. And no, I won't read your goddamn note because you're not going to, because it's fucking stupid. And don't do anything stupid like that. And don't even bring up stupid shit like that because it requires me to respond to it, you know? But that's fine. If you need that response right now, that's fine. I don't mind it really. Except you're not presenting it as something I can help with. You're presenting it as I'm going to use you as part of my thing. And no, you are not. You are absolutely not going to use me as part of your thing. At all. Zero chance of that. Like I'm trying to be here tonight. Well, I am asking for something. I'm demanding something, Spencer Jones. I'm demanding that you stay alive. I'm asking you to stay alive. I'm demanding it. I'm insisting upon it. So, take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. You're just informing me that you're going to send me an email. To inform me that you're sending me an email of that purpose is just to give me a heads up to delete it without reading it. So, look, the important thing, Spencer Jones, is I will not read it. I absolutely will not. If you need that closure, then I will not give it to you. Sorry. I'm not going to play any role in your stupid little plan here. I refuse to be placed into a role where I learn something from your horrible experience. No. No, I will instead stop you from doing something incredibly stupid to the extent that I can. And if I can't, I will play no party in your stupidity. If he wants to, that's fine. Spencer Jones, you want to come talk? Talk to me. I can get you in a room, we can talk. Well, I'm not going to read it. You can go to a lot of people, it's fine, but I'm not one of the people who are going to read it. You want to come talk to me? Let's come talk to me. It's like, if you're so sure you want to off yourself, maybe there's obviously no harm in talking to me, right? I mean, what you're considering doing is so much huger a thing than talking to me. You might as well just talk to me. I'll get a room open. Room. Yeah. Join. Okay. Copy. And the next thing, can you guess what comes after the copy? A lot of people can figure this part out. A lot of people guess what comes next. Because it's almost always the same thing. It's paste. That's right. It's paste. You figured it out. Why does it make no sense? I'm saying, come talk to me. If you want to communicate something to me, come tell it to me in person. I don't want to be used by you in the way you want to use me. Sorry. If you don't want to talk to me, then I don't want to be communicated with you. By you. I don't want to be communicated with by you. Because obviously you just want to drag me into your bullshit for some reason. And I'm not going to play that game. I will help you if I can, but that requires you to actually be brave enough to talk to me. If you're not willing to do that, then, you know, I'm not going to play into your nonsense. There's no using? Yes, you are using me. You're absolutely using me. To make some sort of public statement about your own horrible, horrible decision and what meaning other people are supposed to take from it. You don't get to say that at all. You forfeit any right to say what other meaning you're supposed to take from it when you do something that's selfish. Sorry. I refuse to play any role in that. And you definitely don't get to dictate what meaning people take away. If it were up to me, I would make a universal law that no suicide notes could ever be read by anybody. Maybe then nobody would feel they had enough closure to kill themselves. That's the fundamental conceit and failure to understand things that a person committing suicide has. They think they get to control the narrative from that point thereafter. They don't. And they shouldn't be afforded any such privilege. No, I'm not ignorant or knowledgeable about the subject. I'm telling you, I feel the native human revulsion that any decent person feels when somebody tells them they're thinking about killing themselves. And I'm trying to stop you with the best way I know how, which may not be great, but it's my authentic human response to your authentically horrible idea. And yes, you are trying to use me, otherwise you wouldn't be telling me about it. Right? While concurrently being unwilling to talk about it. If you're telling me about it because you want to talk about it, because you need help, fine. If otherwise, you're just using me and making my stream shitty. Right? So, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie. You're certainly not going to be able to lie to me. I know what's going on. Yeah, exactly. What Elise S. says. If you are genuinely going to self-harm, then at least talk to me, or ideally, go to some professional. Right? But don't try to tell us you're going to do this, and there's nothing we can do about it. Don't try to play Night Mother with us. Are you familiar with the play Night Mother? I won't be Mother. Sorry, I won't play the role of Mother in Night Mother. Not gonna happen. And I won't validate your stupidity the way that the mother in Night Mother validates her daughter's stupidity. Who am I banning? I didn't ban anybody. Who got banned? I don't think anybody got banned, did they? I mean, look. I have had a situation where Rachel was in a serious state of psychosis, was very seriously mentally ill, and needed intervention from professionals. She needed doctors who would take her and shoot her full of very big sedatives until they could figure out what medication would make her sane. So understand that sometimes that's what you need to do. It was a very difficult time for both me and Rachel. It was 2 Christmases ago, and it was her first Christmas here, and she was batshit crazy. I mean, had the cops following her home. I had to call the cops on her myself. She was batshit crazy. So, I understand what it's like for somebody to be at a point of a terrible low, and to feel like, Rachel was in this spot for 10 years of having this mental illness poorly to untreated, somewhere in between, you know? And what a fucking nightmare it must have been. Among these people who couldn't see her frame of reference, didn't value her frame of reference, and constantly imposed their frame of reference on her. And trying to struggle to get through believing that she knew the truth, but having almost no validation from any external sources about it. But she soldiered through, and in the end, her life changed entirely. She came to be with me. She was still crazy, but then we hired a psychiatrist to fix the problem rather than getting her involved in some HMO bullshit, right? So the thing is, things can change dramatically, hugely. You are not giving your older self any credit. In fact, you're denying your older self even the opportunity to perceive things differently if you kill yourself. Your older self may perceive things very differently than your current self does, and you need to allow your older self that opportunity. You have a fundamental human responsibility to do so, and if you don't, and you go public and explain to everybody, blah blah blah, you're just trying to shit in everybody's soup, and frankly, you lose the right to do so if you choose to end your life. In my opinion, you lose the right to communicate. Whatever your last words are don't matter. After all, they're the last words of somebody who was incredibly and entirely, comprehensively, ontologically, in every way, shape, and form one can be, wrong. So what possible purpose or meaning would their last words have? Just an expression of their stupid wrongness? Some sort of justification of it? Some sort of attempt to make other people feel bad? Some sort of condemnation of the world? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just an example of how they were wrong. Why should we study it? Why should we care about it? We care about it if you choose not to kill yourself. We don't care about it if you choose to kill yourself. Your words don't matter. They're just proof of your wrongness. After all, you did the wrongest thing you could possibly do, so nothing you say matters. You can leave it. If it were up to me, the world would refuse to read it. Nobody would read it. If you want to communicate, you've got the floor right now. You can come talk to me. You can communicate all you want. But not with this guillotine over all of our heads, which is what you're doing when you're communicating via this way, right? You're putting a guillotine over all of our heads. I want to make sure I have the last word, that nobody can say anything in response to it, and that everybody hears me what they need to hear before I kill myself. Fuck off. You can tell me now and not kill yourself. Right? Spencer Jones, what did I just say? Do you want to talk to me now and not kill yourself? Then let's do that. Or do you just want to argue with me? Are you here to argue with me about the ethics of suicide? I mean, come on. Just stop trying to be different. Stop trying to hold any position other than what I'm saying, and simply adopt what I'm saying as absolutely true. You can throw all of the garbage in your head completely into the trash can. It's all worthless garbage. Replace it with what I'm saying. How's that for you? Fine, call me. I'll answer the phone. I am ready to receive your call. I don't know why you wouldn't just go into the room. It would be the same thing. But whatever. Fine. I am ready to receive your call. Elise S. look, stop denying people steps between 1 and 3, okay? In other words, sometimes people need a little bit of meow to get their momentum rolling in a certain direction. Maybe what Spencer needs to do right now is talk to me. Well, I'm waiting for your call, Spencer. Unless you're just a troll trying to fuck up my stream, in which case that's a really evil way to do it. I mean, that's a really fucked up thing to do. If you are just a troll trying to fuck up my stream by using this technique, you are a really fucking awful person. You know, that's fair to say. I don't think anybody would dispute that, right? If that's the case, if Spencer Jones is just a troll trying to fuck up the stream using this technique, and he actually never has any intention of killing himself and he's just exploiting this narrative, he's a fucking terrible, awful, horrible human being beyond any redemption. Right? So, I mean, even the worst trolls, I think, are going to be hesitant to go to this space because they know there's nothing redeeming about it. I mean, it's like nobody's going to think it's funny or cool, or nobody's going to think that he's not even going to feel afterwards like he got any legitimate power over me, because it was all predicated on the worst sort of lie that requires me to pay attention to it in a way that's really awful and narrative hijacking, and both totally unfair and incredibly disrespectful to people who are actually suicidal, right? Like, incredibly disrespectful to people who have serious problems. Well, I'm not. I'm just somebody else. Somebody else is positive that you're just a troll, and I'm saying if that's the case, you truly are a despicable person. But I don't think so. I'm assuming you're serious and you just really want me to play along with your agenda here. And I'm telling you you're wrong, and I'm not going to play along with your agenda. So I don't know. It's like, the thing is, I kind of have a responsibility to assume that it's legit. That's one of the reasons why it would make him such a despicable person if it's not legit. Okay, well then stop telling me about it too then. Either give me a chance to solve it, go solve it yourself someplace else, or just don't talk to me about it. Right? I'm not unwilling to solve your problem. Okay, Spencer Jones, I've made it very clear. You can talk to me if you want. I'm not going to receive your email and read it. No. I'm not. I've already explained this. You're just pretending like you didn't hear me now. So, okay, bye. Good. I'm glad you're going. Don't kill yourself. And it's fine that you messed up my stream. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I have a million of them. You know? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I have no choice but to take it seriously. Even if I have my doubts, right? Because if I have my doubts and I'm wrong, and I don't take it seriously, and I'm somehow party to that thing, then it's on my conscience. The thing is, I am not a suicide hotline. I am not here to solve your life crises. However, if you are in a significant life crisis and you are here, I will feel responsible to attempt to do so in the short term. If it's a sort of like a pressing, urgent thing, like, you know, right now I'm feeling like I might do this, and I'm trying. I don't think I should. I don't want to, but right now I'm feeling like I might do this, and I need. Can you talk me down in some sense? Or I don't know. I'm just not feeling like. Then I get it. Then, you know, if I happen to be the person that that who your need to convey those things to falls on, then so be it. But the thing is, if you're not willing to talk to me, except by controlling all the frame of the narrative entirely like this, that's not going to fly. That will not fly for me. No chance. You don't get to control the frame of the discussion. If you want to control it, go seek some professional who will let you control that frame the way you want, but it's not me. I mean, like I said, Fly Guy, in a situation like that, I really don't have any choice but to take it seriously, even if my intuition is telling me something otherwise, right? Because my intuition on that might be wrong, and it's literally life or death if it is. So, it's kind of like, you're kind of stuck, you know? You have an obligation to be a good person and default towards preventing somebody to the best of your ability from ending their life if you can, even if you might be being played, right? So yeah, to be a good person means necessarily you're going to be susceptible to certain kinds of bad people with certain kinds of lies, and that goes with the territory. But I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we have good reason to conclude that he was trolling. The reasons that we might think of as reasons to conclude he was trolling are things like him wanting to argue about the subject rather than listen to me about the specifics. Like, if you're arguing about the subject, it seems to me that you're not if you're arguing about the subject abstractly, that doesn't seem like a particular state of mind in which you'd be inclined to take action of that sort, maybe, but I don't think that's even close to enough reason to conclude he was trolling. Yo, I can literally manifest anything. Absolutely anything. At any time. Anywhere. In front of anybody. Forever. And that's pretty good. As far as manifesting powers goes, that's pretty good. I wonder if, Jack Torrance, don't you even start your complaining. I didn't even have a single thing to say about that timing out of you. When I saw the first deleted comment, I was like, When I saw the second one, I was like, yeah, he deserves it. I didn't have a single thing, or they didn't have a thought of like, maybe that was unneeded. Yeah, you deserved it. Okay, when you start like playing "You're Not a Man" or whatever to somebody, it's just like, okay, enough, dude. Enough. Enough. Look at these people on my shirt, Leaf Trimmer. Look at these people on my shirt. You know what they're all doing? They're all getting along. They're all saying nice things to each other. And they're all saying everything is peachy. Everything is peachy. No, it does look like she's pegging that football player, but it just looks that way. Well, you don't have to be so like ultra sensitive about finding the most like prickly interpretation out of everything. It's like, you know what you do, Jack Torrance? Let me tell you. You turn ferns into cactuses. They start out, they're soft, they're nice, you want to pet them. By the time you're done with it, it's going to stab you right in the hand with its prickly pricks. That's what you do. You turn ferns into cactuses. You should try not doing that. I bet people would get along with you a lot better if you didn't do that all the time. Have you thought about that? Do you want advice on how to get along with people better? Probably not. You probably think the problem is the people who aren't getting along with you. Namely, you know. So, anyway, the point is you probably don't want my advice. People don't usually like unsolicited advice. Hey, Legends Fall, you want some unsolicited advice? Switch your Z to an S like a regular person. For Christ's sakes. That's not how you spell Legends. Let's see, who else is getting some unsolicited advice? Karma's pimp, you are a shitty pimp. I have sought the services of Karma now from you several times, and you have yet to deliver. Who else is getting the business today? Alec T. Is T really your last name? Just one letter? I don't think so, you liar. Who else is getting the business today? Fly Guy. Have you never heard of a lowercase letter? What the fuck? Everybody's getting the business today. Everybody's getting the business. Boba Fett. You're not the real Boba Fett. You're some guy from India. You're getting the business too. Chris Chapin. 2 C's. You know, 1 C is plenty for the first letter of a name. Well, you gotta have 2 of them. You're showing off, Mr. Double C. You're getting the business. You're all getting the business. Oliver Lionhand. Don't even know how your own last name's pronounced. That's how dumb you are. You're getting the business. That's the business. You got it, buddy. That's the business you just got from me. Yo. That's the business for me. All you get is just a head shake. That's all you get. That is me giving you the business. Jonathan Basanti. More like conning me with Chianti. That's the business. You got the business, Mr. Chianti lover. You're a drunk. You see what I'm saying? Chianti, you. The business. I gotcha. I got you with a side-splitting jab. Men like gods. That's only true of some men and some gods. That's the business you just got. Let's see, hopefully, is this suicidal guy? Hello?
It's the sound of the police.
Whatever, dude. You know, somebody obviously called just to interrupt me giving people the business. Lady Lou, you haven't gotten the business yet. You're about to get the business. I'm going to give you the same business that I gave to Chris Chapin. You're not allowed to have 2 parts of your name that start with the same letter. Somebody from the Netherlands saying, ooh, the police, ah, and then I don't know, probably Yo-Yo. People in the Netherlands are very strange. They're not sure if they're Nederlanders. They're not sure if they're Dutch people. They're not sure if they are Deutsch people. They're not sure if they're from Holland or Denmark or someplace else in between. They just don't know. It's confusing in the Netherlands. Pajit than Dutch? I don't know what Pajit is. Is it the same as Hollandaise sauce? You think he's from Hollandaise sauce land? Holland is where Hollandaise sauce comes from. I'm assuming. Why wouldn't it come from there, right? Who doesn't think I'm just giving everybody the business, Lady Lou. Okay. You, what business? Okay, here's a different business for you, Lady Lou. If you're really a lady, why do you have the word lad in your name? You're getting the business. Okay? It's just that kind of business. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everybody's getting the business today. Except Rachel. Rachel doesn't have to get the business. Rachel, you are liberated from getting the business. You know why? Because you and I have a special something going on the side called E-oo-e-oo. That's where we make the sexualities. Remember? With our privacy parts. What do you mean you don't remember? How sad. Oh, Fly Guy just burned the fuck out of somebody. You know why? Because he just told somebody to sit on it. And that's a Fonzie classic. You know, sit and spin. Sit and spin. Oh my God, he doubled down with the and spin. Somebody get some aloe for somebody's butthole. To whom was that directed, Fly Guy? Who got the butthole burn from that? Who got it? Who got it? Don't tell me it was Jack. Oh no. No, no. Now it's bullying. Now it's changed from funny to bullying. Okay, no. Now you're bullying. Totally different now. Everything's different. Spencer Jones, you didn't make me upset. You just forced me to talk about what you're talking about. Do you get that? I don't want to talk about what you're talking about. I was past it. We were done with that whole thing. I'd moved well on. I was happily discussing the aloe burn, the aloe required for the burn on Jack's butthole until I realized that it was Jack's butthole that had been burned by Fly Guy. At which point I was outraged by Fly Guy's relentless bullying, and I just had to shame him with my shaming finger like this. So that's where we were a moment ago, Spencer Jones. Would you like to join us there? That's what we're discussing. Isn't that better than, not existing? Yeah, a lot better. It's like 50 billion times better. At least. Maybe even more than that. Okay, well then go away then. Not forever, just from here. Enough. You're clearly, at this point, you're just trolling, right? You don't have anything you want to contribute. It's not about you and your little thing that you got going on, so just don't be here then. If you really didn't have a goal of making me upset, and you were concerned that you had made me upset by being here before, why would you have come back? That doesn't make any sense. You've been given plenty of opportunities to call me and communicate with me and not dictate the narrative, and yet you insist on trying to do it your way. So, no. Not gonna happen. Oh, Diamond is your actual bully? Diamond is not timing you out way too much. He timed you out one time today, Mr. Generalized Pants. Somebody made Jack Torrance's pants out of generalizing instead of denim. That's why you got the ticket for being naked in public, Jack Torrance, because generalizing is see-through. Like your lie. You're being that guy, yeah. You don't want to be that guy. Maybe this guy or those guys, that's fine. These guys, that's okay. But not that guy. Legends Fall gives you some good advice, but kind of difficult to implement, I think. Just instead of finding something to be mad about when people say things, or wanting to find somebody to fight with, be like, hey, did you like that new movie that just came out recently? That sure was entertaining. And others will say, I too enjoyed that film. Let's bond over our shared positivities. People don't really like to bond over prickly argumentationalism. I didn't see Matrix 4, but I guess your hearing did not mislead you. I would guess based on the title, Matrix 4 sucked. That's just my guessing based on the title, though. Usually 4 is not a good sign. Which are the good matrices? Are the plural of the Matrix movies, are they called matrices or are they called matrices? Because really the Matrix is the title. So I don't think it should pluralize quite the same way that it should when it's used as a normal word, don't you? One to think about. One to consider. Have you guys put more thought into my Sacagawea movie? Anybody have some plot concepts for me? It's designed to be the most offensive adult film in history. It'll be cast entirely with white people, but they'll be playing very many different races. So, it'll be Sacagawea leads Lewis and Clark down the Oregon Trail. It's an adult film, keep in mind. So most of the scenes are sex scenes. But at one point, they go through a plantation, where there are all these very happy slaves, played by white people. And Sacagawea, also played by a white person, but dressed up in Indian costume, like Native American costume, right? She's informed by the plantation owner that it's their custom to gain passage through the plantation land, that she has to perform various ritual native people's activities of a sexual nature. Anyway, and then she proceeds down and she comes across with Lewis and Clark. She comes across some Chinese people who are building a railroad, also played by white people. and then of course, they too have their rituals that they need Sacagawea to perform to gain the blessings of the Great Spirit. She's very concerned about gaining and keeping the blessings of the Great Spirit. Each Indian tribe along the way, she meets, they all have their Native American rituals that involve her having sex in various ways. And finally she meets the Inuits, but they're called the Eskimos in this movie. And they're played by white people as well. You can tell they're Eskimos, though, because they're in igloos and they have some furry hats on. And of course, they too have their ritual thing where they have to hump her on the back of a dead manatee. Then after that, Lewis and Clark tag teamer, and then all the Chinese and plantation people and Indian tribes, various Indian tribes, because there's multiple Indian tribes they come across in the movie. You know, the Sioux, the Utes. We're going to try to offend everybody, okay? Then they'll come across some French Canadian trappers who are very stereotypical, also played by white Americans. Yeah, well, there's a musical part too. Yes, there is a musical number, Carrot, that I have in mind already, which is, oh, these rituals, I've done so many rituals. I've placed a penis here and here and here and there. I put them in there. She's singing like that, you know. But that ends in a bukkake at the very end, where all of the various white people playing all the various different races and stuff all gather around and, oh, Sacagawea, you turned into a cum dumpster indeed. Yes, you found your way to Oregon with Meriwether we and that guy named Clark whose first name no one remembers, even though everyone remembers Meriwether Lewis. When we're billionaires, Rachel and I are going to produce that movie. We're not going to actually participate in any of the filming or anything. I don't really want to see any of that gross stuff, but we'll probably watch it. We'll watch it together when it finally comes out. I'm going to send it to all the Oscar voters to see if they're going to vote for it, because the thing is, it's going to have amazing cinematography, and it will get John Williams to do the soundtrack for it. What do you think? You think it's a great idea? Maybe we could squeeze the Mexicans in too, to a scene. Also played by white people, of course. And the Mexicans could come up and be like, oh, Senor Luis, Senor Clark, would you like to buy some tortillas? And then they say, no, but we do need you to have sex with Sacagawea. She's a Native American, you see. It's important for the Great Spirit. This is like a line they keep going to, over and over again, to explain why it's necessary for all these things to occur. You play the chief of the Stubborn Hardlog tribe. No, I want to use all real Native American tribe names. So it'll be like the Apaches, the Utes, the whatever Indians are between wherever they came from in Oregon. I want to use real historical details, okay? Real history. It'll be a film for history buffs. That's the thing. Every one of the sex scenes can be in this like obscure historical factoid that actually happened during the Lewis and Clark adventure, but it can just include all this made up shit with Sacagawea. Isn't that a great idea? And it's called, the title of this film is Sacagawea, The Triumph of Native Peoples. Oh, we should put some Mormons in there too, you know. The Mormons, okay, so one time Sacagawea comes across with Lewis and Clark, she comes across a group of hostile Indians, okay? But fortunately, the Mormons come and kill them all, okay? And then Lewis and Clark go, whoa, 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 whoa! You can't kill Sacagawea. She's our Indian guide. She's guiding us to Oregon. And they say, well, okay. If we can't kill her, we're definitely going to have to fuck her. And she says, oh, blessings from the Great Spirit. You know. That'd be a good scene in there. I agree with you, Carmen Smith. There is no way this isn't getting at least one Academy Award. I want there to only be one woman in the whole movie, and that's Sacagawea. And she's constantly getting fucked. Every other person in the movie is played by a white heterosexual male. Just to be hilarious. Oh, you want to know if I've got shit going on, huh? Yeah, I'm casting for Sacagawea Triumph of Native Peoples. Oh, there are plenty of scissoring scenes. You know. Oh, that's right. If she's the only female. No, there's no scissoring scenes. No. No scissoring scenes. It's all heterosexual white males and one incredibly dumb bimbo girl who ESFP girl, you know. No offense, ESFPs. You know you want it. You know you want it, ESFPs. Okay. Anyway. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I don't mean to be all, you know, heteronormative and stuff. But the key thing also is I want to cast it with the worst actors I can find. Not people who know how to act badly but are good actors, like you know how to do a good job of acting badly, but actual bad actors who are terrible actors in the adult film industry. It shouldn't be too hard to find. I don't think people in the adult film industry are inherently necessarily great actors, so but I want to particularly find the worst actors in them all and give them lines to read, you know. Like I wanted to have lines like Clark say, "Well, Sacagawea, it looks like we'll be relying on you, our Native American guide, to get us through another pickle." How? Whole barrel pickle, me think. And then they show like a bunch of guys with their dongs out, you know. I need a white girl who who can read the Indian words, the Indian pidgin that's taken from like 1950s westerns, like how me big running little speak or whatever, that kind of shit. But she reads it like, how I'm Sacagawea. I am of the native peoples and like that, you know? For extra hilarity. So yeah, that's the movie I want to produce someday. And then like at the very end of the movie, I want there to be like this informational screen. It shows Sacagawea, Lewis, and Clark walking off into the sunset hand in hand, all three of them. And then it says, Sacagawea and Lewis and Clark went on to, and then it explains all the various things they did after that. Like what they actually did after their Oregon Trail mission. That way it'll be educational. I could also put asterisks in some of the sex scenes and say, note, not historically accurate. Not historically accurate, I could put on only some of the scenes. Implying, therefore, that the ones that I didn't put it on were historically accurate, but not actually saying so. No, I haven't seen the latest James Bond movie. What do I look like? A movie watcher? Hmm? Yeah, right. No joy. I'm not a movie watcher. Ja. Ja. Nah. What? Here. No, I haven't seen it. Is it good? I'd like to see it. I remember thinking I wanted to see it when I saw the ad for it. I heard it was like particularly good one. I tend to like those kind of movies. With my liking eyes and my listening ears. When I'm using both of them in conjunction with one another. What's that girl's name? Sasha Grey. We get Sasha Grey to play Sacagawea. She could handle the job, I think. It's a demanding job, let me tell you. So, I think she can. I think she can handle it, though. No Sacagaweas were infected with sexually transmitted diseases during the making of this film. That's what I'll say at the end. It'll say no native peoples were harmed during the making of this film. Sasha Grey is smart. Yeah, Sasha Grey is an interesting person in general. She has this weird way of almost seeming respectable as a porn star. You know, well, you could dye her hair. I was just sort of actually thinking like, gosh, who would really be up for this role? This is going to be very demanding on the actress. And the person that came to mind was Sasha Grey. Funny, huh? Eric accidentally reveals that he's watched a little bit of pornography in his day. She's got a mouth like a Toyota truck, too. Cannot destroy that thing. You can drive that thing into the ground, let me tell you. Am I getting a little blue? This material is getting a little blue for my taste, okay? A little off color, a little adult. This is a family show. We're talking about a family movie about Sacagawea. There's no reason to get all dirty talk around here, you know? I am a bit of a gum dumpster. I just love chewing and swallowing gum. I like to have spatial fun shots as well. I'm a gum dumpster who likes to have spatial fun shots. Oh, I suppose I've watched an adult film or two in my day. Oh, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Or 4, half a dozen times perhaps, a dozen maybe. Maybe 24 times in my life, maybe 96 times I'd say, maybe it's the most. Maybe you're, okay, maybe 320 times. No more than that have I ever watched. Perhaps 1,020 times. No more than that have I ever watched in my life any unseemly adult behaviors on film. Maybe 2,000 times. That's it. No more than that. By the time you're 50 years old, you've watched plenty of porn in your life, you know. Especially if you spent part of that life as a meth addict. Meth addicts go through a little bit of a phase you call the porn phase. In which, you know, you tweak out on porn and go, how long have I been doing this? How many different hours have passed? Well, here we all are. We all thought it was going to go so smoothly, and now look where we're at. It's a fucking disaster around here. Winston's mom spilled soda all over herself. CJ O'Connell's trying to lick it up. CJ, please stop that. Do I have something scheduled for tomorrow? Someone's asking me questions like that. It's like, God! Questions. You and your questiony questions all the time. No, I don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow. So why don't you just shut up about it now? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying? Yeah, sure. Sure he could. Yep, that's right. You be speaking the truth. I don't got nothing on my schedule. I could schedule anything for tomorrow. Oh, you're I don't know, ISFJ? Or just typing like that? Oh, you, I don't know. You whatever. Yeah, I'll put it on the schedule, sure. 7 p.m. When you send me the $50, say, this is for that 7 p.m. tomorrow. So that I don't bother sending you an email about it. I'll still have to send you an email telling you that, like giving you the meet link, but I won't have to send you an email asking you what time it is, you see? Do you get what I'm saying now? What day is it right now? Is it the 29th? I need to look at the 30th. 7 p.m. Pew! Octavio Silva's friend Lich. Typing. Pew! Line. Octavio Silva's friend Lich. I spelled Lich wrong. I spelled Lcih. That's not how you spell it. Silly goose. Well, oh well. There you go. I want you to aura read me. Who's aura reading who? Aura read me right now. What's my aura? You can see me already. I'm right here. What color is my aura? I wanna know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Am I feeling very good? Yeah. Or feeling kinda slow? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What color is my aura? Do you need to look close? Does this help you see my aura better? That's your aura. This is my climax phase. Right now, gallons and gallons and gallons of man-seed are spewing everywhere. The angels are singing. And Rachel's lying there like, oh my God. Oh yeah. And just a huge glow fills the room. It's like a nuclear bomb of passion. That's what it's like. It's like every time Rachel and I have sex, after we're done, she feels like Hiroshima after we dropped a nuclear bomb on it. Yeah. Totally obliterated. That's right. Sometimes she feels more like Nagasaki. I don't know why. She either feels like Hiroshima or Nagasaki, one of the two. Is that good? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Girls love it when they feel like they've been nuclear bombed. They want to love her. They want someone to drop nuclear bombs on their ass. Isn't that right, girls? You love a good nuclear bombing. Right on your face. Can you please not shoot that nuclear bomb in my face? Sorry, babe. I'd already pushed shoot. No, you hadn't. Now I've got nuclear radiation all over my face. And it's all on fire. Sorry. All my civilians are running in terror. Some of them turned into shadows on the sidewalk. How sad for them. I'll tell you what color my aura is. Rad. Not red. Rad. That's what color my aura is. And what color is rad? Kind of a brownish green. Word up, mofo. I guess I should deal with that right now then, huh? Alright, fine, I'll deal with it. Since it's all official with money and everything, I guess I better deal with it. Oh, that pesky money. Forcing me to actually deal with things. Fine. I'm not going to send the autonomy link. I'm going to instead send a calendar invite. That's way better. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Because you learned English at the English place, where things learn English. Youth prison camp. Or just life in general. Can you believe they teach you English in school? They also teach you breathing. It's like we grow up already speaking it, you know. It's our native tongue. You don't need to teach it to me. It's my native tongue, bro. How dumb is that? No reason for that, you might say. There. I was an English teacher. That means I'm good at English. Who wants to know about English? I'm good at it. I talk English really good. So, I'm like the best talker of English. Which wants me to know that they're so excited? Well, I too feel something, I'm sure. I'm just joking. I mean, I'm really excited too. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, it's funny. I feel like an ass sometimes. Who's Happy New Year in me? Don't you tell me what kind of New Year to have. Some of my finest hours have been spent on my back veranda smoking hemp and observing as far as my eye can see. I mean, just looking at shit? That sounds boring, Thomas Jefferson. Your best hour has been spent looking at stuff. God, how boring those must have been. I could look at stuff anytime. I can't help but look at stuff all the time. That's not saying anything. Thomas Jefferson, you need to get your head out your proverbial butt, bro. You're doing it wrong. Who's reading my aura? Somebody's supposed to read my aura. You do it, Boba Fett. You read my aura. Read it. Read it harder. Read it till you can't read it no more. Read my aura. Read it. Tell me what it says. Does it say that you are a guy who's got an aura today? And I am what it has to say. I'm the words that your aura says to you, and they're read by me, heard by you. I want to know what my aura says. Why won't anybody tell me my aura? Nobody wants to tell me my aura. I want to know what it means to have it a certain color, too. I want it to mean like, that means you're an ordinary guy. You got a brown aura. You got a regular old brown aura. Ordinary like dirt. Okay, I can live with that. That's a good aura. It's a sound, solid aura. The aura of earth. The aura of the people. The aura of autumn leaves. My aura's not rancid. It hasn't spoiled yet, has it? I checked the use-by date. It should be fine. You need to awaken my Kundali spirit serpent by accessing my brown eye? Well, either one. Take your pick. They're both brown. They are both the same color, like most people's. Some people have two different colored eyes, I guess. Probably it's usually a contact, though. Do you think people really have two different colored eyes? My aura is rainbow? It means I'm gay. Who knew? It turns out, after all these years, I've been sexing wrong. I've been intercoursing incorrectly. This is a shock. This is news. I better do something about this right away. Rachel, can you become a lesbian? And then we'll still work, I think. If I'm gay and you're a lesbian, we're still fine. That still counts as the same thing. So, right? On the principle that gay men are like ladies and lesbian ladies are like men, you can still have a relationship between a man and a woman. It's just that she loves you for being such a feminine man, and he loves her for being such a masculine woman. That doesn't really seem like me and Rachel's style, really. Very few people would call Rachel masculine. In fact, I'd go so far as to say, in comparison, even I appear quite masculine. Rachel's a very feminine woman. She's as feminine as a feminine product, such as a tampon, Summer's Eve, or some other stuff you put on your vagina. Why did the sperm cross the road? Because you put on the wrong sock this morning. That is a pretty great joke. That's a good one. That is a good one. Ba-dum bum ba ba-da-dum. And so it is, the risible jokes fly fast and free here at Talking with Famous People, where humor is always valued and holds a place of high regard. For all of you tuning in for the first time, forever tonight, I'd like to welcome you. For the rest of you, which is everybody who's already been here before, welcome back. If there are any actual new people here who are listening to this for the first time, it seems highly unlikely that this radio-like moment would be the part you'd be listening to. But if it were, you might think, gosh, this guy really sounds like he's on top of his game. Well, you'd be right, sir. I am a professional podcaster. I do a professional podcast. I like to express words about issues of the day in a straightforward and serious fashion. I communicate with my participants here as valued colleagues, as we are all top-level intellectuals. Nobody here has fewer than 3 PhDs. Nobody here is allowed who has fewer than 3 PhDs. And people who only have 3 PhDs are looked down upon by the rest of us. That's why things are so fancy here. Welcome, though. You're welcome, regardless of whether you have PhDs. You're the exception, special new viewer. Why? I can see something special in you. Something important. Something magical. Significant. The kind of thing that I want to stick around this channel. And that's why I'm giving you this extended speech. I hope you enjoyed it, whoever you might be. Is that good, Effie? Pretty good, huh? It's like, you could totally fake it, but it seems so sleazy, you know? And people will fucking buy that shit, too. It's weird. You think you're faking, like, it's funny because I'm faking it, right? But you'd be surprised. People will buy that shit. Yeah, you could email me, that's fine. Anybody could email me, except for that guy who wants to, yeah. Just thinking about that makes me want to go, yeah. I don't like it. You have nothing clever to say, but hi? Well, you know what? I don't think Tiny Man 66, any of us, were in any kind of anticipation of anything clever coming from you at that moment at all. We probably didn't expect any words from you at all. So you've already gone above and beyond our expectations by being here. Congratulations. You scored an A+ on your first comment here. Just by existing. That's pretty good. That's the best grade you can get in class. A+. The plus means extra. Do you know that my toilet paper is ultra plush? How plush is your toilet paper? Is it just regular plush? Because I have ultra plush toilet paper. Not constantly, almost constantly. Almost constantly for sure, Tiny Man 66. But not quite constantly. There are occasions when you're not foremost in my thoughts. Every once in a while. But when you are foremost in my thoughts, I must say, in those instances, Tiny Man 66, you are foremost in my thoughts. Remember that. That's important to remember. If you aren't remembering that, why are you remembering the wrong thing? If people want to communicate, like, to me, like, sometimes people have communicated with each other through me before. Like, I want to send a message to this person, but I don't want to send them my email directly. Can you send them this thing? And I will do that. But at some point, you guys have to start emailing each other, I guess. You know. But I have done that before, and will do that if you want me to. It's not that big of a deal. I already have a film project in the works, Jack Torrance, but thank you for the suggestion. I think my hilarious film project will be hilarious. I wonder if people will get it or just think it's horribly racist or what. That's nice that Rachel has your number. Makes me happy to know that Rachel has some people, you know, ladies who are around the channel who she communicates with and stuff. What did you do, Ken? I forget. What was I condemning you for a second ago? I don't recall what we were talking about. So I guess that means I'm winding down. How long has this stream been? 2.5 hours? It's not really that long of a stream, really. Yeah, I guess it's... Well, Winston's mom is making sense. The reason I've never had any problem with this before is, I guess, the way that Winston's mom sets it up is that it doesn't... It's just like that. So I just go, okay, forward this to you, okay. Well, Jonathan Pisani, I don't care. The thing is, one thing people can probably trust about me is that I don't care what their email says, and I'm not going to read it because I don't care, and even if I did read it, I wouldn't remember it. So, it's like, I don't care what your email says, really, usually. You know, it's just, email's just this thing that, it's like when I want to chat with people, I want to chat with people like this. I like to chat with people like this. And when I'm dealing with emails, it's usually something that makes me sigh. Like, I have to do this thing, you know. I don't really like that. So I tend to be a little bit email avoidant, but I'm more phone avoidant right now than I am email avoidant. The Stylistics have some great songs. I'm going to check them out. I will listen to a couple of things. Jack Torrance, don't you talk about people like that. Don't you slut shame, okay? Are you slut shaming right now? You know, there's a lot of SPSO people out there, Jack Torrance. It's not just SX types. For SPSO people, they slut celebrate. They don't slut shame. So, think about them. Think about the ladies, the men who don't want to be in long-term relationships. They want to do their thing too. I don't want to do their thing, but they do. You know, so let them do their thing. They're not hurting anybody. There's no reason to be all judgy and like, you are engaged in debauchery. Yeah, whatever. You know, people have their things. They do. People could try to judge me. People do try to judge me. Yeah. Well, it comes from an Enneagram, but I treat it as a totally separate thing that I don't think links to an Enneagram at all. I just say, here's an observation that I read, happened to be from an Enneagram, but that I affirm, which is that people are one of these three relationship types. They either are self-preserving, social, or sexual. And as I said to somebody in the typing the other day, they're terribly named because the sexual type is the type that has sex with the fewest people, right? So it kind of implies something else, maybe, because the sexual type, SX needs to be with SX. I think they all need to be with themselves. I think SX needs to be with SX, SO needs to be with SO, and SP needs to be with SP. It's like, don't forget about Chad from Saturday Night Live. That guy. That guy needs his thing too. It's not my thing. But, you know. I really empathize with the Chads of the world when I'm thoroughly flunked out on Dimitri. Then I really feel so agreeably dumb. It's like, this is great. Everything's dumb. I like it. It's nice. Makes me feel happy. Do you know what I am saying about that? Do you? Yeah. You do. And I'm proud of you for it. I want to thank you for understanding. Thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being you. I want to reward you with my thanks for your welcoming pleasures that bring us all the life that we love to live today, right now, forever. All of those things. So, I guess it's about time for Eric to go find his way to a land of tomorrows that never sets. Yeah, time to go. Time to say goodbye. Time to say hello. Time to say why. And so it goes, we'll end with a song. A way to say goodbye. But not for long. Soon I'll be back with another live stream for you and everybody else. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, here we go. I'm going to play a song. What song am I going to play? Well, I think I'll play this one. No, not that one. I'll play this one. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine tater tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what he'll call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald rose up to be chancing up to return to the work left rough. He'd get back to it eventually, but his visions piled up and his plans would interrupt all the work that's started off so hopefully. Now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing fact list to list list. So how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why, the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. The exciting, delighting Gerald plays his part. And Gerald still knew there's too much to do. He had dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut, so where, now, and what? And too much time spent nitpicking the skew. With you, Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine, tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name change of business. Thinking now out what's it called Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald has a thought. Wasn't super happy with that song, so we're gonna play another song too. Different song, better song. I'm gonna play a song that I play better anyway. I don't know if it's a better song, but I'm gonna play it better. I played that song. It was not very well. I would go so far as to say I played it poorly. No, let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not lie. No lying allowed, Eric. You know that. But it wasn't. Don't lie. You stop lying right now. No, you did not do a good job. But. El Nino, my ass. You call those storms? Where is the rain? Drizzles don't count, I drizzle more when I be in the sink, which is just the right height to catch all of the undesired splatter. And when I'm done, I'll go outside and climb a ladder. I will go out there, climb me a bucket and pour water inside. And I'll say, Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom. Hey, Mr. Cloud, won't you drop it from the bottom? Hey, Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom on me. Like that. When I was younger, it seemed that everything gleamed. I don't know what happened to me, but I've lost that sense of urgency, and I don't think that I'll ever see it again. If you follow my lead, you'll discover I'm loster than you, and you'll wanna know the way to get back out to wherever it was you thought you knew. And tomorrow will be just like today. I'll be lost then too. It's a matter of mood as much as a matter of will. And the things I do and the direction I point to still seem a part of me, though departedly. And I wonder if I'll ever see them again. Bumpity-da-ba-dee-da-dee-doo, ba-dee-da-bow-ba-dee. Bumpity-da-ba-dee-da-dee-doo, da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Well, that's the song. Now here's another one. Here's Gregory in disguise. Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. Cause he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. Until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach up on the guilty, then perhaps he'll get the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. To yell at them. That was pretty good. I don't know how to play Nefarious Plans, unfortunately. I need to figure it out. I like the song a lot too, but I don't know how to play it. I'll have to figure that one out. Good suggestion though. I appreciate it. Thanks, Winston's mom. I did play that one while that time. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody yet to show place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue. Tears gnashing through. Older slabs come to view. Unchangingly true and eternally new. But when the slope appears in charge today, options at large show other ways. Give each a chance now. One's quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork. It's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow, nobody yet to show. Place the slabs below, let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue, and tears gnashing through. Will hold the slabs come to view. Unchangingly true, and eternally new. Oh, when the slip up is in charge today, options at large show other ways. Give each a chance now. One's quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork. It's not easy stopping short. Too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. That was good, but I fucked up the ending of it a little bit. Some folk call me a rambling man, 'cause I do a lot of thumbing and a kicking cans, but it won't do an ant to get to call me names. My daddy was a Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born no killer, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get along, you gotta hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna find me a wealthy woman in a line of work that don't take no diploma, 'cause I ain't got nothing to lose and lost the game. You might call me a good time fella, but I ain't no black and I ain't no yellow. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get it, you gotta hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I want that boy been around a little, and I like guitar and I like the fiddle, 'cause that's the kind of soul that can pay my fame. Blue-eyed Billy, feared and ready, I got to work just to be somebody. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you gotta hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you gotta hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you gotta hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. What thing did he do? Ding dong a ring. That's called Ding Dong a Ring Dong. Not really what it's called, but that's a song by Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard made that song up, not me. So if you're gonna be mad at me about the lyrics or something, I didn't make them up. It is a great song though, right? You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. Picturing community free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo, picking red delicious, knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old. Fires blazing in the right to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay. About what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agape weatherman. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection in every corporate act. Asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land. With an agave weatherman, you find modernity just so banal. Wish you had been born any time but now, and your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor and short. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land. With an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. Yeah. Somewhere in there, you know. Somewhere in that area of thing. Here we go. I come from a country, far across the sea, where all of the people are alright. Why all the people are always calling me the international delight. I may not have a satchel, but then again I might, and I'm unfailingly polite. That's why all the people, when they have me in their sight, there's the international delight. With his friend Pucker Tart, lemon squeeze, and his friends to the beavery, with whimsy, miracle, American tension too. They and all their friends will do it all for you. I'm rarely rational, there's no reason for fright, though I am often in flight. That's why all the people, they look up at a kite, say there's the international delight. The international, may I have a satchel though, the rarely irrational, he's international delight. I don't have it quite transcribed right, but it's close. That's close. As close as your mom's face is to my fist. Very, very close. Too much noise in the data stream. Too much noise in the data stream, loud enough to disrupt everybody's dreams. Frustrations mean mistakes are made, until it seems everybody's just throwing shade. I won't be another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. It's not the sort of thing that one can borrow. No one willing still to lend a day. Your uncertainty's implicit, just like an unexpected visit from a bunch of men all dressed in blue suits. I won't be another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used to think that some tomorrow there is time for yesterday. Something like that. Pretty shitty. Pretty terrible performance. Pretty terrible, Eric. Across the board. You're just... What's the matter with Chad? Is he terribly bad? Is he very like down? Here's a terrible man. Is he sort of like Jill who can't pay her bill? Or rather like Jack, too stuck on the facts? What's the matter with Sue? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. What's the matter with Bryn? Is she living in sin? He should be hanging with Jim. He's looking terribly thin. What's the deal with Frank? Stealing fish from a tank. He's colluding with you, and they're talking to Lou. What's wrong with the ladies? What's the matter with men? What's the feeling of Katie to the coldness of Sven? They talk about you whenever we go walking. Paths that lead to lesser days still tell out the overwatered past, and whoever's left that's still okay, just tie the sails to the mast. Are you angry at Ken or at Neville again? Don't argue with Kev, he's practically dead. Just focus on Bert, he's medium hurt. Quandary for Liz, fail a quiz. What's the matter with Drew? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. As they lead the lesser days, but still at the overwatered past, and whoever's left that's still okay, just tie the sails to the mast. Each of us has much and gravely sinned. Throw up the hands, stiffen the chin. Catastrophe looms heavy overhead again. Time's gone will never be again. My voice is shot. My voice is as shot as 10 shots on a shooting range. From skating on with the moon, you became for the one. Start over. No good comes from skating on with the moon, you'd mistaken for the one. Habituated defense and decency, self-inflict eventually once your search is done. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that gun, I screamed something awfully blunt. My words were as long as they were dumb. I burned my share of shame. It's each of our own failings, not us, put you in the nail to the wall. We fear so the others sailing off to reset their life and all. You can suck me I can trust you, but neither trust ourselves much true. The love lays deep between you and me. At least about that we can both agree. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed something awfully blunt. My words as wrong as they were dumb. I've earned my share of shame. My share of shame. My share of shame. This is my share of shame. Get your own shame. This is mine. Santa Ana from the east are blowing, driving on this mountain fire. Santa Ana from the east are blowing, driving on this mountain fire. So Grant and Lana had best be going, they cut it down to the wire. Everywhere like a lip sung heavy, and the truck was piling with ash. Lana got the dogs in the Chevy, and Grant counted out their petty cash. If times are ending, then time is bending. Flames rain down from the sky. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. 120 output labor day, and that means cooking meat outdoors. Guy got distracted and fire got away. Now from Bradford to Arcadia they curse his name. Fire chased them west and down the incline until they reached the foothills below. They found a room cheap for the night online. At least now they had somewhere to go. Tomorrow they'd evaluate their options now that their life burned away. Lana's sister had a place in Laughlin. Wasn't really any more to say. If times are ending, then time is bending. Flames rain down from the sky. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. If times are ending, then time is bending. Flames rain down from the sky. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. That's it. I'm done. I'm done as done can be. I'm done as Arthur Dunn, Lord and Savior of Dunn and Dunn Corporation. Corporation known for doing things and being done. Okay. I need to contract something called a beverage. I'm gonna smoke some cigarette and then I'm gonna say goodbye. First I'm gonna smoke this cigarette so I don't die. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta smoke it well, smoke it good. Smoke myself some cigarette. That's right, I'm gonna smoke this cigarette before we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's warm in here. Somebody turned the warm on. I wonder who that was. It was me. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Dimitri. You know, Dimitri had the heater up to 88? What is that crazy guy thinking? God, way too hot. Who would turn the heater up to 88? Dimitri, that's who. I mean, the thing is, I believe potentially that I could I could maybe be successful. The thing is, the first thing I need to do, I've actually determined the thing I need to do next, which is surprising because I haven't, this is a new thing for me to know. The next thing I need to do is to put out an album on CD Baby. It costs like $60 or something like that. I would do it per song, but it's just way more expensive than putting out an album. So I'll put out an album. But then the thing about that, of course, is to put out an album, I gotta do the work for it, which is say I gotta make sure I get the tracks I want in the order I want. You know, that polishing bit, right? I mean, we just have the studio version of it. You know, a blazing guitar solo. I don't know if blazing guitar solos are really in these days. There's the studio version of that song. What's EWS? I don't know what EWS is. Well, I don't know what's going on here in the chat. It's all confusing me. I've got a recording of 100 Million Days that I like, but I feel like I could probably do it better now if I were to try to re-record it. I never really feel like my first recordings of a song are as good as they should be or something. I was currently playing around with beats and stuff and just playing with this thing here. This is the kind of music that it's like band warming up music, like at the beginning of the set. Hello everybody, I want to welcome you out here tonight to this show where we are going to play for you these funky jams all night long. My name is Host Eric, I will be your MC and singer tonight. And there, on the drums, we've got Drumming Joe. Play it, drummer. Haka-cha-cha. There you go, buddy. On the bass, we got Bassy Pants McGee. Like that kind of thing. That's like the beginning of a... Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, yeah. You're gonna love it. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you want to make love to a beautiful lady, you got to go to Puerto Rico. Yes, if you want to make love to a beautiful lady, go down to Puerto Rico, where Puerto Ricans are, in Puerto Rico. Yeah, it's the land of grapefruit flavor. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. The land of grapefruit flavor, motherfuckers. Puerto Rico itself. You want to talk about guerrilla filmmaking? I ain't no gorilla, and this ain't no film, but this is guerrilla filmmaking. That's right. Once we get started, you guys are gonna be blown away. It's still just the beginning part, you know. Kick it into gears, guys. They drop it in the first song. Well, you know I'm from the city and I wanna take finger off my feet and jump up a pow. They got some girls going. You know, like that. That's pretty funny, huh? Okay, I'll turn that off now. It's like that kind of music, you know? Isn't life fun and funny? Life's fun and funny. Okay, I guess that's it. I guess that's all the fun and funny we have time for today. We may have time for some knee later. But all the fun is gone. You've ruined everything. You've taken all the fun out of everything now. Who has? Time, by passing. It does that. It's always passing without permission. Now I got stomach acid. I have to go get something to eat, I think. Something in the food family of things. Rachel, are you still up in there? These things work, antacids. I recommend them if you have stomach acid someday. They're a product that works. Unlike some products I know, like broken ones. Oh, Winston's mom, I got the brownie mix in the mail today. Thank you. If you're still here. She's probably not here. Maybe she'll watch this later, who knows. Although, digging around to this last little end bit where it's just Eric just refusing to end it for no reason is really painful, I know. So, having sat through it myself on a few occasions. Like, shut the fuck up and end it already, dude. What are you doing? I'm lingering. I'm ignoring the advice in that song that says, you got to let it linger, or whatever it says. Yeah, Rachel, I was asking you, if I go out and get some fast food, you want me to get you something? Are you hungry? You want to go with me? Are you asleep? Are you made out of cheese, yogurt, or whole milk? Any or all of those things. Do you want me to get you something and bring it back? Or do you want to go with me? I will get you some food. I will get you something there at the Jack in the Box where maybe I will get some sandwiches. Some breakfast sandwiches. For example, perhaps a supreme croissant or two. And then we'll eat them up inside our mouths. And then we'll feel good about that food. We won't get us no Cokes. Not at the Jack in the Box. They don't know how to make fountain drinks that don't taste like shit. No Jack in the Box sodas. General rule for everybody. Don't get sodas Jack in the Box. Ever know. Because they suck at making sodas. At Jack in the Box, your soda will suck. Don't drink soda at Jack in the Box. Only get orange juice at Jack in the Box. Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Who agrees with me about that? Is there anybody still here? Probably not. Okay. I get it. Fine. I get it. Go away already, Eric. Okay, I will. I have to go to Jack in the Box. But don't worry, I'm not going to get sodas at Jack in the Box. I've learned my lesson. Also, Jack in the Box may or may not be open. They say they're 24 hours, but they're really kind of just like random time when they feel like being open. So, well, you can get soda at In-N-Out as well. In-N-Out's got good soda. And I'll tell you, we got excellent soda today at El Pollo Loco. I'm not willing to endorse all El Pollo Locos as good soda makers. I'm not really sure. I don't go to that many of them. But all Jack in the Boxes, no, do not even take a chance of getting a soda at Jack in the Box. You are going to be very disappointed with your soda. As you drive away, you're going to go, oh, this is shitty Coke. It tastes like, yeah. So, In-N-Out, Five Guys is fine, I'm sure. I haven't been to Five Guys very often. El Pollo Loco got our sodas right today. But yeah, Rachel, I'm going to go to the... Yeah, that's fine. You stay home. I'm going to go to the Jack in the Box. I'm going to bring you back a breakfast sandwich and orange juice. And I'm going to ask them to brown your hash, okay? I'm going to have you hash browns as well. Instead of leaving your hash unbrowned as some places do, I'm sure. Okay, so yeah, the issue of which places you can trust to get sodas. Well, first of all, I want breakfast sandwiches. I don't want hamburgers or something. So when I want breakfast food, I typically like to go to Jack in the Box. I like their breakfast sandwiches. Sure, no problem, darling. You feeling better? Almost. Well, I mean, In-N-Out fries are pretty badass. They're pretty damn good. I like In-N-Out fries a lot. But I'm not that familiar with Five Guys. I mean, there's also like The Habit. The Habit is good, but it doesn't really have drive-thrus. Okay, it's time for food now. I hate to leave you because I like hanging out with people like this. It's nice. It makes me feel comfortably in the company of people instead of all by myself. But sometimes I need to be all by myself too, because there's things I like to do that I do all by myself. Like make music and stuff. Alright then. Goodbye everybody. I love you all. Don't forget to not buy sodas at Jack in the Box.